What's up guys, Mr. Sports here for another video. Today we're going to be playing 2K20, and this was requested by Sterling14 to play 2K18, but I do not have that, so I decided to do 2K20. I am a 90 overall, and we're going to be doing my career against NBA teams instead of the rec. Like I said, I'm a 90 overall, and I am number 1 in the Rookie of the Year race. We averaged 20.7 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists, I think, 1.0 blocks, and 0.2 steals. I don't go for many blocks, and I don't go for steals at all. My player has like a 42, I think, ball handle, but I have a 95 standing dunk, a 90. I'm a 90 overall inside, and I have a good defense. So my defense is pretty good. So let's see how I do today. We're already hopping right into it. So if you didn't see earlier, I'm with the LA Lakers. I am a starter. If you don't know who's on the Lakers, it's LeBron, AD, Rondo, Kuzma. There's a lot of good players on the Lakers. This is my first season in my career, and we have a good record. We're like 3rd in the West or something, 2nd or 3rd in the West. And we've played this team before, but not many times. Yeah, Dion Waiters is on the team. A lot of good players, but today we're playing the Clippers, which they're a good team. They have a better record than us. They have 30 wins. We have 28. I also don't win many jump balls, so let's see what I do this time. A lot of times it looks like it almost goes through my hands, or it hits me and then goes to them. But it's just how it works. And my fans are at about 400K. I'm almost at 500K. But fans are a big part in 2K. I have 2 rebounds already, which are not that normal. And it says I averaged about two assists a game, but I actually average more. It's the last few games where I've averaged more, not the every game. And our team averages about 80 points a game, team-wise. And I usually don't have 3 rebounds in the first few possessions, but I have a good start, 4 points. But Zubac is a good center. He's not as well known, but in 2K he has a good rating. I don't inbound the ball much, but AD inbounds it mostly. I usually have a good field goal percentage. Sometimes I average about 100 in the first half, and I have a 68 on the season is my field goal percentage. And my defense is okay, like I said earlier. And also, like I said, AD inbounds the ball more than I do. I'm very good in the post. That's my takeover. I'm an interior force. Sometimes, and a lot of times my team doesn't give very good passes. So, when I'm on the fast break, normally they don't pass it or they'll shoot it. And I have a good green. I get a decent amount of greens on my free throws and my layups. But I green more on free throws, and I usually make the first and miss the second. But this team's very good. I think we lost to them our first time. Kawhi went off. And George went off. I have a good amount of rebounds for the first quarter. And a lot of times when I call for a pass in the post, they lob it up, and then the double team will always get it. But sometimes they'll do a firm pass, and I actually get it. And I don't normally have all our points like I do now, even though it's only the first quarter. I don't normally have all our points. I get subbed out a decent amount, probably 3 or 4 times a game. I mean, Dwight Howard and JaVale do pretty well, but they're not as good as I am. I mean, my player's pretty. I mean, he's a 90 overall, like I said. I usually try to look at their post defense because I want to know if it's an easy back down. And my rebound isn't that high because this is my first time ever playing 2K. I mean, seriously. But I mean, I have 4 rebounds already, so I get a good amount of boards a game. And a lot of times we lose at home, but we win on the road. So we'll probably be doing 1 game this vid, but I don't know. We could do 2. I mean, my player's good, but he has a weird release on that hook shot. It's an odd release. I didn't pick that release, but that's what it gave it to me. And then my dunks, I don't dunk it much because the interior force doesn't do that, which I would like it to, but it doesn't. But I dunk it sometimes. It's normally one-handers. It's on fast breaks normally, though. I don't usually get it when I get the ball in the paint. I don't usually dunk it. I mean, Kawhi hasn't gone off this game, but he's done pretty well. No, that was a bad pass. And Caruso I mean, just because he was on defense, he doesn't have the best defense. I mean, he's not a very good player, though. I mean, my player, like I said, I have like 42 ball handles, so I get stripped a lot. And one thing I don't like about 2K is that, like, on transition defense, if it's a fast break, like, if you have LeBron running down the court, they'll go to their man instead of on the fast break. That's what I don't like, but there's a lot of good things about the 2K and the 2K community. They're really good people. And 2K20, I think, is probably the best 2K that I've played. I've played 19, 17, and this is 20. Like right there, if I was if I was an interior force, I probably would have dunked it. But I didn't because the interior force is more of a layup player. But Kawhi Leonard, surprisingly, hasn't done as well as he usually does. He usually scores like 10, 12 points like I have in the first half. I've had a okay first half. I average about 13, so I've done my average. I try to do a post spin, but a lot of times he doesn't, which I do not like. But he's not, I mean, my player's a 90 only, so he's not the best overall. But I have a lot of VCs to upgrade him. I just don't have any more upgrades available right now. I mean, Kawhi's actually done pretty well. He's gotten the last few buckets for them. But a lot of times I try to bring the center up and then go back down like that. And like I said, sometimes on fast breaks or if I get open, he'll dunk it. But for the dunk contest race, I'm only at I'm at 102nd. But for Rookie of the Year, I'm at first. Ja Morant is second. I average under the amount Ja Morant averages, but I have more rebounds per game. But I mean, I've had a good amount of rebounds this game. I should have more though, because it's just, I mean, I'm a center and I should have more. But my best ever first half was 20 points in the first half. That was my best. And then I usually don't miss many shots, but I have this game. I think I said this already. I average sometimes 100% field goal percentage in the first half, but then sometimes I'll average like 30, and then I'll work my way up. I usually just skip halftime, so we don't have to waste too much time. But we've had a decent game. I have most of our points already. I mean, 14 points, 4 rebounds, no assists, which I usually have 2 to 3 assists in the first half. But I haven't been passing much because I'm just trying to work my points up a little. But maybe I could get some assists now. Sometimes I'll take it up just for assists, honestly. Or, yeah, there's pass to foul, I guess. Not an assist, but 4 rebounds in the first half isn't bad, I guess. But AD's done pretty well. I mean, this game he's done pretty well. But comment down below your favorite NBA team or what team you're on in the My Career. Comment favorite NBA team or your My Career team. And I didn't pick the Lakers because they're one of the best. I picked them because there's many players on the team that I like. You probably see a lot of people who pick their team just because they're good. I picked them because I like them. That's what I don't like about my player. What he just did is he'll turn inside instead of going to the outside of the paint. And my field goal percentage is usually higher. It's been surprisingly low this game, even though I've had a good game. It's been low, and Leonard has gone off in the last few possessions for them. Oh, and I usually like to get the ball, I mean, at a decent rate. And then a lot of times they'll jump like I pump fake, but I don't. I mean, I don't have a very good pump fake, but I mean, it's fair. Also, I mean, a lot of times we lose, but I have 20 to 30 point games. I mean, the first time I had my high score game of 31 points, we lost by like 20 points. And my second, I had 33, we won by like 1 point. So a lot of times my career isn't how it should. Like, if one player gets 30 points, you'll lose. And because the high scoring player on their team had 10, and it's kind of weird. And like I said, my layups are kind of odd, like that one. But I draw fouls usually when I do the really weird ones. And sometimes I'll green my free throws. But I'm only at 17 right now, or 18. I should be higher on my points right now, but I've had a good game so far, I think. But LeBron, a lot of times, if you'll take it from him, if you take it, if you call for the pass and when you pass it in, he'll give it to you, but then he'll just sit down. He'll sit. He'll just stand there and he won't cut at all, and it's kind of weird. But it actually, that does that for all the players, not just LeBron. I also get a lot of pass to assist, like I just got. And a lot of times they only throw alley-oops on my team to AD, honestly, but he's probably our best defensive player. I mean, he's a great defensive player in general, and he's probably the best on our team. I don't normally do that. That's the first time my player's ever done that. That's what happens when you have a 95 standing dunk, I guess. And remember, comment your favorite team and what team you are if you play my career. But also comment what your overall is. Yeah, make sure to do your overall. I am surprised you made that. But my player is a really down low cover player. I'm not very good at. I have a really bad perimeter defense, but I have a decent interior. I think it's like 80 something, or I think my interior defense is an 83, if I'm correct. It's an 83 interior defense. And I mean, Dwight Howard has had a good game, and like I said, Kawhi has 13, but Jackson has 16, which is pretty good. That was a good pass, right? That was a nice assist. So now I'm at 22, so I'm already over what I average a game. But I mean, a lot of times once we get past our average, we just try to go for a really high scoring game. But a lot of times when I'm in place to get the rebound, like that just happened, they'll always make it, or the rebound will bounce very far away from me. And like I just said here, they just sit there. And a lot of times I'll give the pass. I've dunked it a lot more than I normally do. That's 2,000 fans. If you guys know, fans are really important for endorsements and things in my career. If you play, you'd know. And now that's my 5th rebound. Give that to AD. And the drive. AD is one of the best players on deep. Like I said, he's our best defender, and he's probably our best at catching and making alley-oops. I mean, not many of our players do it. It's probably LeBron and AD. But AD gets it the most. Sorry for the noise. I'm not sure what that is. But that's a nice layup for me. That's a nice layup for me. Sorry for that noise. I'm not sure what that was. Usually, my mic doesn't have any issues, but I guess today it does. A lot of times you'll have the stars on the teams do really well, or it's like for the stars on the teams, they'll do really well or they'll do really bad. they'll score like 20 points or they'll score 5 points. But, I mean, I usually get 20 points, and I don't think there's any chance Kawhi was going to make that shot. And that's what I was talking about. LeBron can catch alley-oops. He can do great dunks. And we actually have a chance to win this game. We're only 6 points behind. But they'll probably take us in this game. I'm not sure, though. I mean, I've had a good game with 26 points, 5 rebounds. 1 assist isn't the best. But I have a 75% from the field, which is good. And I'm surprised Reggie Jackson got player of the game, but he probably has a lot of assists. 18 points, and he's... I mean, okay, that's respectable. Because I get player of the game a lot. I get it probably once every once every 2 games. I probably get it half the time. And a lot of times when I pass and they have a wide open shot and I'll get the assist, they'll miss it or they'll get stripped like Rondo did. He didn't have a wide open shot, but he usually gets most of his layups. Actually, all of his layups. And then I get some blocks in games, but not every game. And then AD gets a lot of boards and blocks. So does JaVale if he's ever in when I'm in. He gets a lot of blocks. JaVale McGee, if you are wondering. But, I mean, Paul George is probably one of the best. He's probably one of the best in these, in the NBA and 2K. They have him a very good three-pointer, and he's a really physical player. But we could pull this game out, but it would be very hard. Yeah, we probably won't because that, and now we're going to the intentional foul, so now we probably will not make this. Because if it ends up being shooting fouls, which it will, and it's Kawhi Leonard or Paul George, they're not going to miss it. And I'm surprised Dion Waiters is not intentionally fouling. And a lot of times I have no clue why I go on the point guards and shooting guards to guard. He will not make that, but now it's their ball. So they definitely won this game. Our team played very well, but just not well enough to win this game. A lot of times it's not worth it to pull the intentional foul, but we could, if he misses these shots, we could pull it out. He misses one, so it's still 2 possession no matter what. But I mean, 8 seconds. Yeah, it's now we made it really. We have to score at least 1 3-pointer and a 2-pointer. So we made it 2 possession, and one of those possessions has to have a 3-pointer in them. But also we have to foul again to stop the clock. But then they'll get their shots, and we can't. And if they make one, we have to score 2 threes. Like Rondo's not the best 3-point shooter, and now we lost. So that makes it definitely a loss. And we fouled Paul George, so he'll make both. He'll probably green both. But I mean, we had a good game. And I mean, a lot of times when we're at home, we lose anyway, and when we're away, we win. So I think we had a good game, at least. At least I had a good game, and my team, and we had a good game. But I usually average more assists, and I guess I had a good game, but it wasn't good enough to win. So, at least, I mean, yeah, now it's, okay, game over. I don't know why I got fans. But that's a nice, like, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. and I'm about to get a finishing badge, and I average about 1,000 points a game. My chemistry is usually at 100, but it went down the last few games. But it's been at 97 probably the last 4 to 5 games, I think. Well, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave video ideas. And remember to put your favorite team and your favorite, or maybe your My Career team. And yeah, just make sure to like and subscribe and leave those in the comments. And thoughts. Remember thoughts.